All right, so good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice to see you for the last time in this case in our English Does Work Level 9 course. So, to complete our activities for this specific course, we mentioned that yesterday and today we would have a meeting in order to be able to see some topics that are going to be useful to develop our test or our questionnaire, right? So let's remember that we are going to have until the 15th of this month, so we have 15 more days to complete not only the test but also the forum and the video blog. I'll continue paying attention to your evidences and to the forums of discussion, especially for any doubts you may have in the process of learning in the learning process. Today is our last session, but today I'm going to show you some other web pages or resources that I think are going to be very useful for you to improve your listening and speaking skills. So we have already checked, we have already studied all the main topics we are going to use, we're going to need to present our three activities, but I'm going to show you today some web pages that I think might be useful for you to improve your listening and speaking skills. So today we are going to read a text, ¿vale? And we are going to see a web page that is going to be useful a for improve your speaking skills. Before we do that, I want to mention something else. Yeah, three words that are going to be important in your test. And these three words are introduction, climax, and denouement. What is this? In Spanish, we are told when we are learning how to create a story, a novel or a text, depends on the nature of your activity, but it's normally for stories. For example, we are said that in Spanish we have a inicio, nudo y desenlace. Something similar is going to happen here in English, and these three parts are going to be known as introduction, climax, and denouement. So what is this? What is this? What are these strange characters you can see in here? Well, when you look for a specific word or when you look for some vocabulary in a dictionary, in this case, I'm going to use word reference that I think it's one of the most complete dictionaries online, free dictionaries online. I mean, you're going to find this form of pronunciation because this is a pronunciation. This is something called IPA or IPA. It's a International Phonetics Alphabet. This is how we should pronounce a word because this word is not pronounced like denouement. This is not the correct pronunciation. Instead, if we click in the speaker,
denouement,
we are going to listen the real pronunciation. The real pronunciation is denouement.
denouement,
Denouement. Yes. So this is the pronunciation of this specific word. Once again, what's the translation of this word? Is the conclusion, the ending of of something. In this case, for a story, because when we are reading stories, we are going to find that these stories have an introduction, a climax, and a denouement. A climax is not the ending. A climax is kind of the middle part of the story. ¿Vale? We are going to need these three words, this vocabulary, because in the test we are going to read a story, and according to this story, we are going to answer some questions. Therefore, today I prepared an activity, a reading activity for you, where you are going to you will have to read something and then uh, answer some questions according to the story you read. ¿Vale? But before of that, I want to also mention that this pronunciation, the pronunciation of this word, can not only be found in a dictionary like word reference, but also you can improve your speaking skills with other web pages. In this case, the suggested web page is called excuse me, is called VO Screen. VO Screen is an interesting web page because it has fragments or extracts or parts of series, movies, or documentaries. And the idea of the platform is for you to listen in original language, in original English, what they say, and then to repeat it. Not only that, but this is the most important part, but not only that, because the platform also asks you to find the translation. I'm going to show you some examples. This web page, VO Screen, is free for use, so I strongly recommend you to download the application or use the web page at home because it's very interesting and it's very dynamic. So let's go with this. For example, the series or the documentary is called "What Does the Liver Do?" So
One of the liver's main functions is to filter the body's blood.
one of the main liver's functions is filter. Sorry,
One of the liver's main functions is to filter the body's blood.
is to filter the body's blood. So if you are going to, if you know what it says, you can click in subtitle on. If you are a beginner, in this case, if you are beginning, you can find the translation or the subtitles of what the speaker says. However, if you want to go beyond, go the extra mile and do it a little harder, you can click here in subtitle off and then choose the translation of this of what the person, the character of the actor, uh, or the character or the actor says. In this case, what he says is one of the liver's main functions is to filter the body's blood. I don't have the translation here because I wanted to do something a little harder. So I have to find a synonym of this. So in this case, the synonym is one important job the liver does is to clean our blood. The idea, once again, is to listen and repeat what the video says. So in this case, it's not one of the liver's main functions, because this is not the pronunciation. Instead, the pronunciation is one of the liver's main functions is to filter the body's blood. Let's listen again.
One of the liver's main functions is to filter the body's blood.
For example, the idea or the objective is for you to listen and repeat as many times as possible, maybe two, three, until the moment you uh, completely understand what the character, the person, the actor, the actress says. ¿Vale? The narrator, even. Let's go with another example.
Austrian physicist Erwin Schrödinger is one of the founders of quantum mechanics.
Hmm. Austrian physicist, once again,
Austrian physicist Erwin Schrödinger
Friedrich Schrödinger. So this is why it's Schrödinger's cat.
is one of the founders of quantum mechanics.
Es one of the founders of quantum mechanics. Este personaje es el fundador, es uno de los fundadores de la mecánica cuántica. Es un austriaco. So in this case, it's this is a little hard. This is very similar, right? The translation is very similar here. This is why it's going to be a little hard to find the translation. And this is why I don't really recommend to find the translation. I mean, the objective is to discover the translation, right? to figure out what it says in Spanish or a synonym in English if you prefer to do it a little harder. However, once again, the objective, I mean, the main objective is for you to listen and repeat what he says. Austrian physicist Erwin Schrödinger, I guess, is one of the founders of quantum mechanics. Let's listen again.
Austrian physicist Erwin Schrödinger is one of the founders of quantum mechanics.
Okay. If you think this is too hard, you can change the difficulty. For example, you can start with beginner, then elementary, intermediate, and so on. Or maybe you want to do it on in the amounts of words you are going to see in the audio. Perhaps you want to start you want to try with an easy videos, I mean, videos for kids, or perhaps you would like to prove something related to grammars, for example, singular and plural nouns, phrasal verbs, modal verbs, and so on. For example, if I choose to change to, for example, I'm going to do a little easier now, 7 to 9 words.
I thought I would never see you again.
She says, I thought I will never see you again. I thought I would never see you again. So this is focused in the amount of words. In this case, 8. ¿Vale? So depends on you to choose the difficulty of the audios you are going to listen here. Let's listen again.
I thought I would never see you again.
I thought I would never see you again. Once again, the idea is for you to listen and repeat what the character, in this case the actress, says. All right. So this is one of the platforms I strongly recommend you to improve your listening skills, not only your listening skills, but also your speaking skills. And I recommend this web page because it's free, so you only have to register in there. But the registration is free, so they won't charge you any money for doing these activities. And I also recommend you to use this platform at least 20 or 15 minutes a day, Monday to Sunday, and you will see how your listening and speaking skills will improve in a short period of time. So, this is for you to improve your skills. Let's go with the activity. This news, with its exercise, with its related exercise, can be found in the platform in Zayuna. Where can you find this information? Well, it's going to be easy. Once you are in Sayuna, uh-oh, Sayuna doesn't want to open. Let me do it in another, let me try in another web page, another browser. Okay, once we are in Sayuna and we go to English Does Work Level 9, you're going to find this information in Sesiones en línea, grabaciones, sesiones en línea, and then in the link corresponding to today's session, in this case, session number 6. In here, you're going to find the linksatpanda.txt, and this is the link for the news. I mean, you're going to find the link of this web page, and in here, in the EXL3 and so on, and the PDF document, you're going to find the exercise you will have to develop for this occasion. This exercise is not mandatory. You don't have to complete it. I mean, this is not gradable. However, I think it's very useful for you to do it so you can practice activities that you may see in the test, but also in international tests like the TOEFL, IELTS, add this and so on, because in these tests they are not grading you your vocabulary. I mean, the vocabulary is important, but they are also focusing in your reading comprehension, and this is why I strongly recommend you to do this kind of exercises so you can improve your reading skills in this case, and because this is related to reading comprehension. ¿Vale? I'm going to tell you what to do because I'm not going to do it with you. The idea is for you to complete it at home. In the first part, you will have to read these sentences. The panda may look fine to people, the panda's friend died, and the panda is alone now, and so on. And according to the test, you will have to tell me whether these sentences are true or false. In the second part, the idea is for you to listen to the news again and complete the missing information. The words are missing in here. For example, in New York, this panda named, let's suppose it's in New York, it could be something completely different, and that's okay, because the idea is for you to complete the text according to what you listen in the news, in the audio. And the third exercise is for you to make a match between the concept and the definition. For example, what is the meaning of depressed? So make happier, maybe. What's the meaning of former? Let's suppose it's people who work for an organization. These are not the real answers, but let's suppose they are correct. By the way, how do you know if your answers are correct or no? This is the most important question, I think, right? Well, no worries, because in the page number 2 of the same PDF, you're going to find the answers: true, false, and so on. You're going to find that the missing words or the missing concepts are the to most of us, and so on. And you're going to find what concept is related to what a definition. What's the meaning of depressed? What's the meaning of swing? What's the meaning of companion? And so on. This information can be found in Zayuna. ¿Vale? Let's go now with the news. Let's go with the text. You're going to find this again in Zayuna, in grabaciones, sesiones en línea, sesiones en línea, sorry, then grabaciones, sesiones en línea, and in the last a folder, in here you're going to find these two documents, a PDF and a TXT document. The TXT document has the link for the news. Okay, let's go with the text. I'm going to read it for you, then I'm going to reproduce the video for you again, and then the idea is for you to complete the exercise you already have inside you. You know how to find this. Okay, the pronunciation is, to most of us, this panda named Sia, I guess, looks like your standard panda, chilling out and loving life, right? Wrong. Sia's companion was sadly moved away from their zoo in China last week, and since then, zookeepers have noticed her becoming depressed and not eating properly. So, on Monday, worried staff at the Yunnan Wild Animal Park moved in some new company for the lonely panda. A new television! Yes, Sia now has her own flat screen. Sorry. Yes, Sia now has her own flat screen TV to enjoy, after a swing and bars didn't seem to cheer her up. After staff played her video footage and her on her former companion, Sia is now said to be much happier and comes out naturally to play on her swing. The difficult words are in bold: chilling out, companion, swing, and so on. And these are the synonyms. For example, chill out is relax, companion is a friend, swing is a sit on ropes for playing, and cheer up is make happy. If you want to go beyond, you can go the extra mile and listen to the original pronunciation, in this case, British pronunciation. This is not American pronunciation, but British pronunciation. And you can also take into account the subtitles to improve your learning experience. So let's go for it.
To most of us, this panda named Seisha looks like your standard panda, chilling out and loving life, right? Wrong. Seisha's companion was sadly moved away from their zoo in China last week, and since then, zookeepers have noticed her becoming depressed and not eating properly. So on Monday, worried staff at the Yunnan Wild Animal Park moved in some new company for the lonely panda. A new television. Yes, Seisha now has her own flat screen TV to enjoy, after a swing and bars didn't seem to cheer her up. After staff played her video footage of her and her former companion, Seisha is now said to be much happier and comes out naturally to play on her swing.
Okay, this is the news. According to this video, once again, the objective or the exercise for you is to answer the questions you will find in the PDF. Once again, the answers are already mentioned in the page number 2 of the same PDF. All right, so this is all for today's lesson. I wish you a success in your test when you're taking the test. Let's remember that the test has a unlimited opportunities to be taken. So if you fail on the first time, you will be able to take the test for the second time, third time, fourth time, and so on until you um, pass the test. And I'll be keeping in touch with you, checking the evidences and answer you any question you have in the forums. ¿Vale? So thank you very much for coming, guys, and I hope to see you in another opportunity. So have an excellent day, guys, and see you next time.